Today, the family is pretty much destroyed in the U.S. As quoted by Pew Research, in 1960, 61% of black adults were married. By 2008, it dropped significantly down to an unquestionable 32%. And as of today, that number has even drastically decreased more. What are we going to do as a society today when you tear down the family unit? On today's episode, we're going to talk about the institution of marriage. It once was a pillar of Western society and has now gone the way of the dodo. Folks don't, especially men today, don't believe there's any validity or any need to get married anymore. And to be honest, it's only used in today's culture as a means to give the opposite party, and that being women, a come up. Men that have spent their lives building their careers and institutions to be successful contributors to society can lose it within an instance of sitting in the family court system. While times have changed and women are doing more and on the same competitive level as men with regards to generating wealth, as those laws that used to be in their best interest are now being used to take advantage of men's lifestyles and livelihoods. With the explosion of single mothers, there's no need to try to find a woman today just to have a family and build a unit to be successful contributors in society, when you can just, at a swipe of a app, find a woman to have an entertaining evening or sex if need be, without any other obligation than what was agreed upon as mutual consenting adults. But you don't have to believe me. Let's take a look at the observable reality in today's society.
I'd rather be a mom before I be a wife.
Is you need to get some help. You need to get some help.
Really? That is very interesting.
I just rather cater to a child than
a husband.
And when you're a wife,
You don't need to get married.
no, but when just think, when you're a wife, you're a mom. You still have to find time to be yourself, and I'd rather just find time to be a mom and just be myself as of right now.
Okay.
Something is wrong here.
And
Well, I get it.
it's just I'd rather be a mom right now. So
That's a very interesting point of view.
yeah.
No, I get the take. I respect the take a lot. I'm not gonna hold you.
I think a lot of women have
But
that
for me,
point of
because
view, but they don't really
for
say
me,
it.
I have a very big support system, like family wise, and I've just like been through situations and know women that have done certain things purposely, where they're a mom, like basically like they went to a sperm bank, they did everything, and they're just purposely moms.
That the divorce rate is extremely high in the Western world. More than half of marriages end in divorce, which should be an absolutely terrifying statistic for any single man in the West. The reasons behind this exorbitant divorce rate are widely debated and hotly contested, and there's a good deal of validity to a lot of these points. However, I have a very simple explanation that cuts to the heart of the issue. Here it is. The reason why most marriages fail is because marriage is inherently a very humble institution. And because of its fundamental humility, it cannot support all the extra that people are subject to piling on top of that institution. Marriage is just not designed to support more than what it was built to do. And at the end of the day, what a marriage was built to do is to provide a context for people to come together and raise children.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons.
But in the 21st century, marriage has changed yet again. Decades ago, most Americans married early. In 1947, the median age to marry for women and men was 21 and 24 respectively. Now, Americans marry later. The median age is 29 for women and 30 for men. In 1979, among 33 to 44-year-olds, 84% of middle-class people were married, and 82% of higher-income people were. Marriage among higher-income people has remained steady. 80% are married, but only 66% of middle-class people are. Movies like 4 Weddings and a Funeral reflected that cultural change.
And do you think not being married to me might maybe be something you could consider doing for the rest of your life? Do you?
I do. And fewer Americans now see marriage as important. In 2006, according to Gallup, 54% said it was very important to marry one's life partner, and 25% said it was not important. In 2020, only 38% said it was important, while 36% said it wasn't. As marriage rates have declined, the number of romantic partners living together without getting married, cohabitation, has risen. 3% of adults in 1995 were cohabitating. In 2018, the number was 7%.
I'm going to close this video out by stating the following, what I believe is the basically demise of marriage in the modern society today, surrounding around about 6 key reasons. Number 1, marriage is no longer valued in modern culture. It was rooted in the church and was about family, duty, honor, and commitment. And you can sprinkle in the love on top of that. Secondly, going into marriages, not understanding what your roles and responsibilities are from a perspective of male and female in a traditional family structure. Third, and one of the biggest reasons I believe, is no-fault divorce. There's no longer any effort required to, stay in a marriage when you can just basically bow out just because for some reason, like most women say, we've grown apart, or basically boredom. 4, the family court system, as a consequence, is still structured as if the female in most marriages is basically inept, has no skills, no source of income, no services or anything offered to them to sustain their life, as well as support any children. And by that, they by default get the children, as well as any property or houses or revenue. 5, a big drawback to most men in marriages is today, because of the sexual revolution, they don't even know if the children that they even sire are even theirs because of paternity fraud. A paternity fraud rate of 30% and is climbing is basically outrageous in today's society. Obviously no one's expecting to get a virgin, but Jesus, you don't even know if you're gonna get your child the way most women operate today. And 6, this leads right into the fact that, we got nothing but a single mother epidemic. And we're not just talking about women that may by no means or control of their own get into situations that are traumatic. We're just simply stating the fact that many women today believe they can just go ahead and have a kid without even bothering to find out if they have a suitable father or potential mate that is going to be around to raise said child. And this is where we have the destruction of the family today based on these factors. And I'm sure there's some others I may have missed, but basically this has put us in a situation where men in general do not even think the risk is worth the effort. But I want to hear from you in the comments section. Tell me how you feel about this subject. Do you have some other opinions? Lastly, I always want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Male Reality Lessons and have a good day.